Cancer, hello there my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February moving into early March 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about the Cancerians. What's happening as we move through the early parts of Pisces season? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer. Late February into early March, please, and thank you. Get this first card going for you, my friends, nice and quick. There we go. All right, there could be something around looks for some of you. I do feel like this card could either be extremely positive and confident, but there's also a few warning signs here about certain individuals that we could pull from this card. Okay, like it could be really nice and beautiful, but it could also be a little egoic. Before we fully dive into that, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little bit. So we see this lovely lady in the middle of the room. She is dressed in that big, beautiful blue dress. She has the awesome wig on, and she is looking in the mirror. Notice that there's a lot of mirrors within the room itself. So when I see this, first and foremost, I always think of beauty, aesthetics, looks in one way or another. So for some of you, maybe there's something about your look that you're wanting to switch up, whether it's the hair or the wardrobe. There's something aesthetic and beautiful about this card. Some of you might just be feeling very confident, similar to that Queen of Wands energy, right? Like feeling confident and beautiful, standing tall. This is a really good vibe. Hopefully none of you are losing confidence in anything. That could be a thing with this card. But I always say the big warning sign with this one is somebody that might be a little egoic or narcissistic. Notice, like with all the different mirrors in the room, it's somebody like self-obsessed. So if you have dealings with any individuals that are just too into themselves, this card could be a warning about that person, like Spirit saying like, hey, all right, I'm showing you them here. Maybe keep a little distance because this card could be a little egotistical. But there's nothing wrong with a nice balanced ego and being confident in yourself, right? So we're just going to put her down over there. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's do it. What do we got for the Cancerians? And while we shuffle up and get this deck ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was titled A Surprising Return. And keep that in mind for the coming days and weeks. There was a big energy of things, people, situations, things popping back up. And it was very, very strong in the Cancer reading last week. So just keep your eyes open. Could be various things swinging back around. But whether you wanted to or not, I mean, that's a different story. But let's get it going. Let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's go. 3 cards for Cancer, please. What do we got for my friends here? Late March into early February. Thank you. All right, 7 of Swords, something unseen. Okay, could be a warning too. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you about that 7 of Swords. It really depends on what surrounds it. It's not the nicest energy to start with. Let's get a couple more. In its worst case, it could be a little sneaky. All right, we got the Hierophant. That's much more grounded, totally different type of energy here. Okay. Let's get one more before I really speculate on this, because I don't really want to raise the alarm just yet. So let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, we got the Knight of Swords. So a lot of sword energy here for you, my friend. So Knight of Swords is action. These are complete opposite energies. There might be something you're going through like it where all is not what it seems. That's a possibility here. But let's go through and do a quick little overview. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I do see a little mixture of things and elements. Obviously, on the extreme ends, we have a lot of sword energy, which in the realm of divination, that could represent the mind. It could also represent communication. Sword energy could sometimes be a little cold and aggressive, so that's something to watch out for. But we have this earthy Hierophant energy, just like anchoring down the center, which could be a really good thing. But once again, like we have this card of possible mystery. Now we have the Hierophant, sturdy and grounded, and the Knight of Swords, complete opposites. Okay, that's what I'm saying. There might be something going on, whether it's a situation or even a person where it's like you haven't seen the full deal yet. Let's just go through and work our way through this reading, because it could be so many different things. But position number one, we have the Seven of Swords. You see our sneaky little friend here. Looks like he's making away with a whole bunch of swords. So of course, this card could sometimes be a warning. It could represent sneaky people, people that aren't super trustworthy, like snakes and thieves, all that kind of stuff. It could be a big warning about a specific person as well. So we absolutely want to get into this further. But it doesn't always just mean that. When I see the Seven of Swords, I just think of a piece of information that you might just not know about yet. Right? That's what the Seven of Swords could be. It's just something that's without of your view. Like you can't see it yet. So the clarifier for this guy is going to be super important, because yes, it could be a big warning of some sort, but at the same time, it could just be something you don't see, right? It could be big, it could be small. We'll get into it further for sure. Once again, since it is the realm of swords, it could be secrecy, it could be thoughts that you're having that you're not speaking, it could be a whole number of different things. Moving to the center, we have the Hierophant. For a portion of you, you might be connected to a Taurus when this card is in the mix. Let me fix our little Seven of Swords friend. And this is a very grounded energy, and I'll give you some of the overview because it is very much in-depth. It's a complicated card. The Hierophant could represent spirituality. When I see this, once again, it's grounded, it's sturdy, it's firm, it's immovable. So whether it's a situation or something you've been dealing with for a very long time, this could represent a person that you have a ton of history with. We're talking like long-lasting type of energy whenever we see the Hierophant. I also link this card in with power structures, whether that's corporations, religious institutions, religion in general. But to me, the Hierophant is one of the big cards of day-to-day life. Regularly scheduled program when this card is here. It's not really outside of the box, and it's a difficult energy to move through, if that makes sense. But it's not bad. It's firm, but it can be seen as good. It all really depends on what the clarifier is. Now, moving to the back end, while we get this Hierophant back in place, we have the Knight of Swords, the complete opposite of the Hierophant. Whereas this one is grounded in place, not moving, this Knight of Swords is in full flight. It's going, it's moving towards something like a rocket. This is one of the fastest cards in the whole entire deck. So we could see something go from 0 to 100, or something that just like snaps in real quick. Like this is very fast approaching type of energy when we go from Hierophant to the Knight of Swords. It's like almost explosive, even though we don't see any fire attached. For some of you, you might just be connected to an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This card can be good for action and forward momentum and change, but at the same time, the Knight of Swords could also be a little aggressive. It could be a little confrontational sometimes. So you see what I mean? All of these cards could be really good and positive, but at the same time, we might have some warnings to look at this week, Cancer. So let's get that Knight of Swords back right here. And that message that I've been saying, like when we mix it all together, the Seven of Swords, like the hidden with the Hierophant and the Knight of Swords, like something might not be all that it seems. So I want to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's going on. Keeping our fingers crossed. Hopefully we got good things coming. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is over here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to the Cancerians, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Let's see what that Seven of Swords has to say. For some reason, the sword energies, both of them are like really piquing my interest in this spread. Thank you. Okay, Tower in reverse. Make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes over and over again here. This is absolutely a serious warning when we have the Seven of Swords with the Tower, even though it's in reverse. And that's like the first thing that's coming to my mind, and it's coming through very, very strong, especially with the reading we had for you last week about things popping up, things returning. In this time, if not you, there could be someone that is like dangerously close to repeating the same mistakes that they've already made. Let's talk about the Tower. In reverse, the Tower, I mean, in the upright or reverse, this is the energy of shock. Okay, so if we were to take this message at its most optimistic, if I were to give you an alternate message than what I already saw with this serious type of warning, the Seven of Swords with the Tower in reverse could be Spirit saying, like, listen, you're in for some surprise. You're in for a big, big surprise here, Cancer. And we'll discern if that's positive or not as we move throughout the rest of the reading. But the main thing I'm thinking, like with the shock in reverse, it's something that you may have already experienced. It's something you may have seen or already know about. And with the Seven of Swords, it's like, okay, just please don't make the same mistake again. Like, it's like a big warning here about a big possible mistake. Okay? Okay, whether it's you or whether it's another person, I'm getting like repeating behavior patterns here. Okay? Very simple. I don't feel like I'm going to overcomplicate it. If the rest of the reading turns out really well and it turns out good, then we could kind of say, all right, maybe that warning isn't so serious. But there is something here about making a mistake, okay? Whether it's somebody that has or you avoiding making the same one. Let's keep moving. Let's see why the Hierophant's here. And yeah, this Knight of Swords is really going to tell us something too. So let's go in on that Hierophant. Thank you. Magician, good. So this is like the total opposite of what we have here in the front. Okay, because the Magician, these are both extremely, extremely spiritual, but in different ways. Okay, so maybe you're exploring different types of spirituality in this time, Cancer. That could be it. This is more like, I don't want to say rigid, but it's like more structured type of religious practice. The Magician is a little more open, but they're both spiritual nonetheless. I really do like this combination here in the center. For a portion of you, you might be healing from something. This warning, this mistake that I saw here in the front end, you might be using spirituality to really help guide you and heal you through it. But one thing I'm seeing here, manifesting some sort of stability. Some of you just might be in the mindset where it's like, listen, I'm tired of towers, tired of surprises. I want some predictable here. And you could be manifesting that in. That could be a really good thing. So this reading is really an anomaly so far from what I'm seeing, because we do have this warning here, like especially with last week with things possibly returning. Just make sure you don't fall back into old patterns. Very important. But with this powerful spiritual manifesting type of energy, I think a lot of you could be in a good place or moving into one. Okay, especially if you're healing through these spiritual practices. We're going to continue on. Once again, I don't feel like I need to really overcomplicate this. Some of you might just be, once again, manifesting in some stability, whether it is work-related, day-to-day life, or even a marriage partner, or just anything along those lines. Because remember, the Hierophant could also represent commitment in marriage. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep going. And then we'll, after we do the Knight of Swords, we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. So why is the Knight of Swords here, please? I'm not a huge fan of this front end energy. Like the center energy is lovely. It's chef's kiss. But the front end, I'm not liking it. So why is the Knight of Swords here? Thank you. The Sun. Okay, good things coming. Good things coming down the pipeline. This is one of the best alignments possible. So for some of you, this big surprise could be a really good one. I would still take the advice I gave, the warning, especially about repeating mistakes from the past. Keep that in mind as you move through the weeks, like the next couple of weeks specifically. But the Sun in the upright underneath the Knight of Swords is absolutely beautiful type of energy. So if you do have a big surprise coming, you probably manifested it in. Beautiful universal source type of energy, and the Sun is the most positive card in the whole entire deck. I love it. So when I see it under a card like the Knight of Swords, I can't say anything except that this is a massive winter victory coming your way, and it's coming in hot. It's coming in fast. This is really good. Very claimable here on the back end. It's difficult for me to tell you, though, Cancer, in all honesty, that you should claim this whole entire reading, especially with this here up in the front, but we'll talk about it a little more in a moment. Knight of Swords with the Sun is beautiful. It's clarity. It's the blessings from Spirit, blessings from the universe. Just know this as well. For those of you that are actively manifesting, actively indulging in different types of spirituality and trying to bring things into your reality, your power of manifesting is heightened to the max in this time, which is a beautiful thing. So big win victory energy on the back end. Let's go through and do a quick little recap. Then we'll get into the Shadow card. If you kindly look in the box here, I was getting nervous here on the front end, my friends. I'm not going to lie. We have the Seven of Swords with the Tower in reverse, that energy of shock. The big warning, the serious warning that was given was that of repeating mistakes or repeating cycles. It's like someone that always slips back into familiar behaviors is what I'm picking up here. And it's Spirit saying, no, 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 don't do that. Don't slip backwards. Keep moving forward, because forward is where the good energy is within this spread. I did say for some of you, Spirit could just be saying like, hey, Cancer, there's a big surprise coming in for you, and it could be very good and prosperous. Just watch what's slipping backwards, or even somebody you're connected to falling back into old mistakes and patterns. Into the center, we have the Hierophant with the Magician in the upright. A lot of you could be exploring different types of spirituality, whether they're structured or whether they're not. Manifesting, very important in this time. You could just be manifesting stability. You could be tired of the Towers and the Seven of Swords type of people. It's like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. Bring me that stability, whether it's a person, a situation, or just day-to-day life. On to the back end, we have the Knight of Swords with the Sun in the upright. Beautiful ending to this. Massive win victory type of energy. I love it. In the end, you're moving towards a really good place. I'd say for a lot of you, your energetic connection to Spirit is absolutely heightening your manifestation power. So I would claim it, I would work with it, and maybe listen to the advice that we have here on the front end, because there is a little danger of that. Don't slip back into old mistakes and patterns. But yeah, please take a screenshot. I'm gonna get you a shadow card here, Cancer. Let's see what's going on, my guys. What's in the shadow for the Cancerians? I'd say that was a very dynamic type of reading this week, so take from it what you will. Yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge either. They could be a good thing. So let's get it going here. What do we got for Cancer? And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. Put a link for it in the comments down below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love and appreciation for my channel members. Let's get it going. What do we got for my friends? What do we got for the Cancerians in the shadows? Thank you. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. There could be something surrounding a group dynamic, work, what you do for money that's showing up here in the shadows that you might need to really keep an eye on or structure whenever the Three of Pentacles is here. Now, usually this card is very good. I say it's my teamwork makes the dream work type of energy. But there could be certain connections to work situations that you really might want to take a look at in this time when this shows up as a shadow card. Specifically, if there's a person that does not work well with others that's in your midst. Okay, that's a big thing. For another portion of you, this is a card of diligence and artistry and working towards something. So Spirit could be telling some of you Cancerians, like, listen, just hunker down, keep working towards something, keep working towards it. You got this. Like, this is a nice, encouraging type of energy. But yeah, just watch the funky work situations or co-workers, stuff like that. But yeah, Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to go over to my website, mastermetaphysics.com, to check out my digital calendar. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my go-to decks, and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot suits, which one vibes with your energy the best? Is it the Wands, Pentacles, Cups, or Swords? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of February, I'll announce winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.